Hello, and welcome to part 2 of Higurashi. Let us continue with chapter 1. Hinamizawa was a really small village, but not only that, there was only one school. But there was only one class. That class encompassed all different grades and ages. There are about 30 students at different levels. They all study in the same class. Told that long ago there used to be a bigger school building and they had actual separate classes. However, it seems something happened that made it become a single class, and now it stayed that way out of tradition. I was shocked at first, but humans adapt pretty quickly. I've already gotten quite used to it. The sound of children playing started right from the morning. With such a lively mood, it felt more like a kindergarten than a proper school. Not that that was a bad thing. I caught the double. Mion, who had been walking in front of us until then, suddenly let me take the lead, right in front of the classroom door. So I was meant to slide the door open and enter the room first. Huh. Too bad I wasn't going to fall for that again. To think you'd give up the lead here. You meant for this to be a test of my skill. Mion chuckles with a haughty smile on her face. What is it, you guys? Step back, Rena. It's dangerous. Yeah. Huh? Then Satoko-chan is? Her name was Satoko Hojo. She was a disrespectful, impudent, bossy kid. The way she talks was annoying, but it would be immature to get worked up over just that. The real problem was this. Quite the obvious trap, a blackboard eraser wedged in the door. It's too obvious, Satoko. A haughty laugh came from beyond the door. Excellent, Kei-chan. I guess that means you win this round. No, this is Satoko we're talking about. I doubt this is it. After falling for such an intrusive trap since the day I transferred, I no longer let my guard down. Satoko liked to combine a variety of traps. Traps that were simply there to bait you into the main one. Traps that relentlessly kept coming at you like a sadistic Rube Goldberg machine. The list goes on. As well as being clever, they almost never misfire. When you least expect it, she strikes. No escape, no time to relax. By the looks of it, this eraser is normal. No rocks or anything in it. I took a pretty heavy hit from a blackboard eraser loaded with rocks on my first day. So then why don't you just open the door and let it drop? That's what it is. That's what Satoko was after. Making me focus my attention upward, so as I lifted my hand to the door, there were thumbtacks stuck to the sliding door, handle with tape, a frightened trap, a potent and terrifying trap, concealed by using the blackboard eraser. An impressive combination, Satoko, but in the end nothing more than trivial machinist of a child. Assured of my victory, I threw open the door and stepped into the room. I felt something strange at my ankle. It was similar to the sensation of a jump rope catching my leg. By the time I realized she had me hook, line, and sinker, it was already too late. I began to fall in almost a picturesque manner. Kei-chan, watch out! Instinctively reaching to Mion's shrilling warning, I twisted my body in midair before I landed on the floor. Ow, ow, ow. An inkstone filled to the brim was placed right where I would have landed. I shuddered. Imagine the situation had I landed square on it. My, what do we have here? A fair morning to you, Kichi-san. Aren't we a lively one this morning? Still sprawled in an awkward position, I was greeted by a mocking voice. That was a step up from your usual trap, Satoko. I haven't the faintest idea what you mean. You're quite unlucky this morning. You little... Ow, ow. It seemed I had inadvertently sprained my back a little while I landed. Better than landing on that inkstone. A small hand gently rubbed my head. Pain, pain. Pain, pain, go away. A small dainty hand continued to gently stroke my head. You didn't sprain your back or anything, did you? If you rub it like this, the pain disappears. I thought about asking how rubbing my head would help my back, but I didn't. It's not so much about what you actually do, it's the thought that counts. Yeah, thanks, Rika-chan. The pain's going away now. Yay, Rika-chan! Good morning! Good morning to you, Rena. A good morning to all. Rika-chan greeted each of us with an adorable little bow. It was infectious. Rena, Mion, and I all bowed back. You're such a good kid, Rika-chan. So much better than Satoko. I glared over in her direction. Satoko was whistling, rather deliberately trying to avoid eye contact. I am the very model of a good girl. A good girl wouldn't set those nasty traps. Nothing but lies and slander. Exactly what proof? Ah! I picked up Satoko by the back of her collar. She looks like a misbehaved cat when I do this. But a cat wouldn't be setting traps. She's much harder to deal with. I am S-O-R-R-Y. Try saying that. If you won't say it, I cocked my index finger on my thumb, letting it tremble as I brought it closer to Sotoko's forehead. I'm against violence. You don't even have any proof. Just so you know, my forehead flick really hurts. It can split plywood right in half. Eek! Stop! Get away from me, you beast! Don't say that in a way people will misunderstand. A small hand tugged on the back of my shirt. She's been lonely since you were gone for 2 weeks. 2 days. Rika-chan is just so... How could I do anything more after being told that? I gently released my grip on Satoko, who at this point was on the verge of tears. She still had her eyes clamped shut as she braced herself for the forehead flick. Ah! It doesn't bother me! Ah! You mustn't cry, Satoko. Keep on fighting. Yeah! Rika gently petted the head of her prankster friend. You would never guess these two are the same age. Think Satoko could learn a thing or a million from Rika-chan. Next time, set an even more amazing... Next time, set an even more amazing trap. Wait a minute. As she observed the scene, Rena's expression grew ecstatic as she began to swoon. Ah, Satoko-chan is crying. So cute. You can't take them home. Oh, but they're so cute. You can't, no matter how cute they are. But just for a bit is fine? Is fine? Rena kept a cute face even as outrageous ideas spewed from her mouth. According to Mion, Rena is ridiculous weak to cute things and always tries to take them home. Object or person. Stealing is bad, but abducting people is even worse. Give it up. But I could just looking. That should be fine. Right? Right? Rena swooned over Satoko's crying form. If a girl ever goes missing in Hinamizawa, I'll be forced to turn Rena into the authorities. Forgive me, Rena. I'll be sure to bring you care packages when they put you away. The teacher's coming. Quickly clean everything up. Satoko, that inkstone is yours, right? Just from Mion's single statement, the entire mood of the room shifted back to normal. The inkstone was bad, but the thumbtack stuck to the door handle were an even bigger problem. I pulled the tape off carefully, making sure not to skewer myself. Even though Satoko was the one who set it up, everyone had to pick up after her. By the time the teacher entered the room, the bedlam from before had been neatly tidied up. Haha, we made it in time! Rise, attention! Mion gave out the morning commands. I currently have half a face. It's difficult being the teacher for all these different grades in one classroom. She has to teach something different to each one. But naturally she ends up spending all her time with the younger kids. Rena and Mion, being in the highest grade in the class, end up mostly doing self-study. They even end up helping teach the younger kids, so it seems like they can never get to their own studies. They're actually way behind on where my studies have progressed to. As a result, I'm pretty much taking over for the teacher and helping Rena and Mion with their studies. You're a pretty good teacher, Kiichi-kun. Easy to understand. Rena took a breather after finishing highlighting an important section. Teaching is making me lose confidence. It makes me aware of how shallow my understanding of the subject is. They say that to teach someone something, you need to understand it backwards and forwards. While you're teaching us, you're getting in your own practice. In contrast, this person over here is quite laissez-faire about things. For one, isn't she supposed to be in a higher grade than me? Look, Mion, this is for your own good. If you don't take this serious, there'll be trouble later on. With these marks, it's not like I'm aiming to go to a prestigious school. I'll be fine as long as I pick up what I need to know for the entrance exams a little at a time. Her staunch defiance was really something else. This was a different type of relax than somebody who already knew what was going to be on the entrance exams. Mi-chan, Kiichi-kan is doing his best to teach us. We need to try hard too. You're such a good and honest kid, Rena. I'll make sure you guys get accepted into a good school. Well, what? Thanks so much. Especially you, Rena. Private lessons, just the two of us. Private lessons? A puff of smoke shaped like a halo popped out of Rena's head. Exactly what kind of private lesson is she fantasizing about that makes her turn so red? I'd like to hear the play-by-play about that next time. While Mion was flipping through her vocabulary flashcards, she threw out a casual question. So in the city, do you have to study this much? If you don't know at least this much, you can't get into university. So you study just to get into a university? Well, yeah, basically. While knowing what this stuff won't ever come in handy in the future. Out here, you can get into a university as long as your attendance is good enough. Really? Study equals entrance exams. Having the basic law of the universe so easily overturns them into a state of shock. That is right. There aren't really enough people around here to warrant weeding them out with an exam. If anyone can get into university, then there's no need to be all uptight about this stuff, right? Well, that's true, but you should at least know stuff about common knowledge. This old geezer thinks that instead of wasting time studying pointlessly, you should be spending your precious teen years doing more meaningful things. It was too profound of a statement to simply laugh off. And since it was Mion, it probably didn't actually have that deep of a meaning. In place of a chime, the sound of a principal waving a handbell drifted through the classroom. Kichi-kan, we're done. Ki-chan, we're done. We're done. It's our wonderful lunchtime. In a complete 180 form from her unmotivated state, Mion gave her commands that signaled the end of the morning period. Kichi-kan, let's have lunch. I might have been making a very troubled face. Rena smiled brightly at me. Alright, let's eat. There seemed to be different cliques, even within the class. Most of them were divided up by gender and age, but our group was different. Our ages were different and we had both boys and girls. But we weren't reserved around each other. This level of openness makes a transfer student like me pretty happy. Rena and Mion pushed their desks together so they were facing each other. At the same time, Satoko and Rika-chan were slowly lugging their desk over as well. Kichi-kan, hurry, hurry! Rena waved her chopsticks in an unrefined manner, trying to hurry me along. Unless everyone was together, they wouldn't even open their lunchboxes. Kichi-san's lunchbox is most assuredly filled with nothing but bread crust, like some sort of disputed plebeian. Why don't you just show it to us? Come on. Even though Satoko was hurling insults at me, she still wouldn't open the lid to her lunchbox until I was there. I pulled out my lunchbox swiftly and dragged my chair over to join the circle. Hey, sorry to keep you waiting. Well then, Representative Me, please give the signal to start. At first this was kind of embarrassing, but I got used to it pretty fast. At this point, I probably wouldn't even open my own lunchbox if someone else was too slow. Our ages and genders may have all been different, but we were all friends. Let's eat! The sound of our little 5-part chorus echoed beautifully throughout the classroom. Really though, I've gotten pretty used to this group made up of all girls. Of course there are other boys in the class, but they were a lot younger, so they were scared to approach me. Well, that's to be expected. Younger boys just see older boys as scary. Compared to girls, well, at least these girls aren't picky. We put all of the side dishes in the middle where everyone was free to pick at them. I thought girls would mind sharing a meal with a guy, so I was a bit flustered joining in. However, Mion noticed that and teased me quite a bit. As the fruit of my efforts, question mark? I can now reach over and take sides from anybody's lunch. My, isn't Sir Kiichi's lunch extravagant today? My, isn't Madame Satoko's lunch extravagant as well? The stewed stuff has a nice look to it, rather trendy. Playing into the fight that Satoko was starting, our chopsticks locked in a cross-counter stabbing into each other's lunchbox. My, how delicious! This taro is good. The stewed stuff is good too, even cold. After seeing my happy face, Rika-chan's expression broke into a little smile. I saved some from dinner last night. By the way, Satoko and Rika-chan's lunches are always the same. It seems that Rika-chan makes it for both of them every day. Rika-chan made this too? These taste like mom's home cooking. I was honestly impressed. The carrot rosettes weren't from mold, they were done by hand with a knife. That's not easy to do. I guess Rika-chan's just good at this sort of thing. She's really good at sewing, laundry, and stuff like that. Amazing, right? Amazing! Rika is quite exceptional in many ways. That's nothing for you to boast about. Rena's actually better at cooking than I am. Huh? You know. It seemed that the topic of conversation switched to Rena when she wasn't expecting it, making her blush and trip over her words. Rena's lunch really was the star of the table. Not only did it look good, it tasted good. Everyone else pulled from Rena's lunchbox constantly. Everyone liked this one so much before, so I made a lot this time. It's good, I hope. I hope. It's got high marks from me. Ah, Mion, you're taking too much. Knocking Mia's chopstick aside, I reached out trying to secure my own portion. Satoko and Rika-chan reached over at the same time, and a struggle ensued. Everyone shoved in mouthful after mouthful while praising it, and Rena's lunchbox was soon empty. It was kind of bad that no one thought to leave any for Rena, but Rena seemed rather satisfied as she looked on. How did you like it? Isn't Rena-san extremely good at cook too? Quite different from Kiichi-san. I said that's nothing for you to boast about. You're not much different from Kai-chan, Satoko. Can you tell the difference between broccoli and cauliflower yet? Satoko's face went pale. Hey, even I can tell the difference between broccoli and cauliflower, you know? Of course I can. I really can. It's really hard for her to lie. Kiichi-kun, both taste good when they're boiled and topped with mayo, right? You shouldn't be picking on her. Mi-chan too. Rena hurried, tried to follow up, but Mion laughed hotly as she drew closer to Satoko. Well, just pretend it's a little home ec lesson. Now then, Satoko, what's this? Mion lifted up her chopsticks. Between them was a piece of green stuff wrapped in bacon. But that's asparagus. Mion made eye contact, and within 3 seconds I had Rika-chan's mouth covered, holding a piece of bacon-wrapped asparagus and giving her 2 choices. She's pretty terrible. The yellow one is cauliflower. No, wait, the green one is cauliflower. So which, probably the yellow one is broccoli and the blue one is cauliflower? But the green one is, do you really know which is which? How about you just give up? I'd expect no less from the class representative, the oldest. The way she drives people into a corner just shows how much experience she has. This is just a hunch, but being brought into the Sonozaki household must be quite the ordeal. I do know! I really do! The answer... Then answer the question. I know! She finally broke down and started crying. When she acts like this, she actually starts to seem her age. Oh, cute! Rena entered a state of euphoria as Satoko bawled her eyes out. Rena was in a state of bliss as she rubbed her cheeks against Satoko's head and smothered her. Really a very content face. One that wouldn't care if the world ended right then. It was that kind of smile. Rena! Mimi is picking on me! Cute! It's okay. Rena Ani-chan will take care of all these bad people who tease my little sister. Whoosh boof bam! It was like a flash of lightning. What was that just now? Both of Rena's fists shot out at supersonic speed, striking Mion and me squarely in our faces. Before we knew it, Mion and I were sprawled spread eagle on the floor, staring up at the ceiling with matching welts on our faces. This is the first time you've gotten one, right? Today, she went easy on us. Easy? You mean there's something harder than this? With that, Mion and I both slumped our heads back to the floor in unison. From now on, I'll be careful when I'm within striking distance of Rena. See, Satoko-san? I took care of them. Cute. I want to take you home. Making sure Rena couldn't see as Satoko stuck her tongue out at us. Damn it all, using Rena like a puppet. Rika-chan massaged our bruises without saying a word. I think I'm going to call it a break it here. And look forward. There's going to be one more part released today after this one. Have a happy Halloween. Good night.